I'd like to introduce our guest today, Adrian Battle. He is one of the counselors here at North Park University. Um, so, Adrian, what kind of counseling services does North Park offer?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. So North Park offers several different options for students. So we have your general individual counseling sessions. We have consultations, which are just basically a meeting between a student and a counselor to kind of talk about and discuss their counseling options. We have group counseling, which we'll talk about a little bit later, which we are excited about to offer four different groups for this spring, 2021. We also have different programming, such as like educational programming at events where anyone on campus might want to seek our services as far as giving a presentation, maybe whether it's on like depression or anxiety symptoms, which I think is really great to do some outreach on campus. And then we have another new tool that we implemented this year, which is called Let's Talk, which is less formal than individual counseling. So it's basically an informal drop in type of service that students have access to. And we meet online. And it's usually around 15 to 20, 25 minutes where students can kind of get a taste of what it's like to talk to a counselor. Those meetings are confidential, so the student doesn't need to worry about that information getting out. So everything that we do here is confidential, um, and so those are the primary services that we offer here at North Park.
Wonderful, thank you. If a student were to be interested in attending a non-North Park counselor, what services are in place to connect that student with a non-North Park counselor?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. So not every student that comes and seeks services end up receiving services on campus. So again, at that consultation, that initial meeting, we'll determine what those services look like. The counselor will give their opinion. But if the student specifically is asking for someone off of campus, then we have a referral list that we can generate and we can give that student. And then that student will be responsible for contacting whomever that individual is. And then, of course, if there's fees associated with that, the student themselves will be responsible for paying those fees. But again, we can give referrals, not in the sense of these are people that we trust, that we believe in, that we recommend, but just more of who's in the area. And so the student will kind of have to do their due diligence as well and their background to see if whomever they want to select is a good fit for them.
Interesting, interesting, thank you.
Yep.
Where is counseling support services located on campus?
Yeah. Counseling Support Services is located. So if you look at the campus map, we are number 24. So we are right next to the Postal Service. And so our address is 3317 West Foster Avenue.
So being that we're in a current pandemic, what specific additional resources has counseling support services added to help students work through issues caused by that pandemic?
Yeah, that's a great question. So again, everyone, we've all been affected by COVID, and so our department specifically, we have tried our best to kind of address that situation. Um, and so no one was prepared for this, but we do have on our webpage additional resources specifically to COVID related to COVID-19. We've added some additional resources like TAL. TAL is available to all students, faculty, and staff. It's an online digital library of a variety of self-help modules, videos, and just different curriculum and text to kind of help people manage their own anxiety or depression and just different symptoms. So it's a really great tool and it's free. You just need to go on the website and sign up with your North Park email. But specifically, there are resources linked to different organizations in the community to help address COVID. And we also we did not eliminate or stop our services. We are offering virtual sessions via Microsoft Teams. So we're trying to continue as normal as possible. Obviously, it's not the same as in person, but we're definitely keeping the ball rolling with meeting with students virtually.
Awesome. What does the process of getting an appointment with counseling services look like for therapy?
Yeah, sure. So there's several ways that someone can reach out to counseling services. So they can walk in, they can come in right again, 3317 West Foster. We'll always have someone at the front desk. They can request services that way. Um, they can also request services via online, right? So if you go to the website, and you click on, I think on the first page, it might say request services. So there's a link there. You just fill out a little form, and then that form will come to us. We'll get your information, and then we'll reach out to you. Okay. Um, and then the other way you can do, or any student can call, which is 773 244 49. I'm sorry, 4897. That's our phone number. They can call. Again, we'll have someone at the front desk. They can request services that way. I guess it's really important. I should note that our office hours are Monday through Friday from 9 to 4:30 p.m.
Cool. Lastly, are there any upcoming additions to North Park's counseling services?
Any upcoming additions? So again, we have implemented these additional services like Let's Talk, the informal drop-in service to kind of help students get a feel of what counseling is on a more informal base, but also it's to kind of help create more of a presence of counseling services so students can feel that they have access to us just in case they might not want to have individual services. Okay. And then again, TAL, so we have that resource that's available to students. And all you need to do is just sign up via their email. So that's going to help us, again, address some of the concerns that students need, but we don't necessarily need to be with them. So they can do that. It's self-service. It's anonymous, which I think is great. Um, and then we always have different events going on. And so, again, this spring we are introducing four new groups. One of the groups will be about managing anxiety, which there'll be very practical ways of addressing anxiety. And again, this information you can find on the website or in the university announcements as well. Okay. The other group that we're offering is a what is it in the group? It is a self-worth group. So we're going to have 6 different weeks talking about different things of self-worth. We also have a grief support group. Again, there's been a lot of grief happening in 2020, especially with COVID. There's been a ton of death. So we're offering a group on grief specifically for students who have lost a loved one or a friend, someone that's close to them. And then we also have another group that is a Black support student group. And so these 4 groups that we're offering in response to what we're noticing on campus due to COVID, what's happening in our world, basically just trying to stay connected and then give the students the best service possible.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I learned a lot, and I think the students on campus will enjoy this, and they'll learn a lot from it too. So thanks again for your time.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.